You can just comment. You think these Republicans should be voted out? I think you know where I line up. And what is it that you've heard about this bill exactly? We've spent some time with it this morning. You know what? I just have some questions on it. So let's first brief you, for those of you who don't know. Tuesday, June 21st, a day which will live in infamy, the Safer Communities Act passed a simple majority vote, and it's going to proceed in the Senate.
The Bipartisan Safer Communities Act came out just about an hour before we came on the air tonight. Now, according to a statement, the bill, quote, will not infringe on any law-abiding Americans' Second Amendment rights, unquote.
Because it'll just make you criminals.
State funding to implement so-called red flag laws. It also includes enhanced background checks for people 18 to 21. It addresses the so-called boyfriend loophole with that nexus between domestic violence and gun violence. And it also closes a number of legal loopholes that have to do with buying guns in criminal proceedings.
Okay, we'll go back to Clip F in a little bit. I love how he mentions boyfriend loophole. Now, the bill doesn't say that, to be fair, but the media wants to just drill it into you. Hey, how about crazy stalker bitch loophole? How about that? How about Amber Heard loophole? By the way, women commit domestic abuse at far higher rates than men. But they want to say boyfriend loophole.
Right.
Domestic abuser man loophole. So let me first just give you a briefer, and then some questions I think you all need to ask. So at least 14 Republicans are expected to help pass this bill. Let me give you the names. Mitch McConnell in Kentucky, gone. Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, gone. John Cornyn, Texas, gone. Tom Tillis, North Carolina, gone. Susan Collins, of course, should be. Maine, right. Gone. Lisa Murkowski, Alaska, gone. Bill Cassidy, Louisiana, good name, but gone. Roy Blunt, Missouri, gone. Richard Burr, North Carolina, gone. Rob Portman, Ohio, gone. Shelley Capito, West Virginia, gone. Joni Ernst, of course, Iowa, gone. Todd Young, Indiana, gone. And Mitt Romney, Utah. It's a marvel that he has not been gone yet. Utah, get your crap together.
Romney, he sucks. Hey!
She was right.
So here's what we're looking at in the bill. All references are available at louderwithcrowder.com. Okay. Provides grants for state crisis intervention programs. That's a nice way of saying red flag laws. You're familiar with those. We've gone over them. Individuals targeted under the provisions have a right to defense, but they have to pay for it. Must be nice. They say that there have to be penalties for abusing the system, but guess what? It goes to the states, and any state can define it. Domestic violence. They have a new, what they call the serious partnership, is what I believe the loophole, or serious partner loophole. The media says it is a boyfriend loophole. So what does this mean? Because it used to be for husbands, wives. The term dating relationship means a relationship between individuals who have or have recently had a continuing serious relationship of a romantic or intimate nature. Well, that's very clear. That can't be abused.
Not at all.
And background checks for those under 21. It's already a thing.
But now it's double.
Now it's double.
Doubly.
They're going to tighten the regulations for trafficking weapons, performing straw purchases. And by the way, it includes many billions of dollars in unnecessary spending. Okay, so let me go through this a little bit. It sounds good on its surface, red flag laws. People say, well, yeah, we can all be on board red flag laws. People who are mentally unstable. Right. People who are, mental health. Okay, good. And that's just sort of used as a cudgel. Yeah, mental health. Okay. Let me cycle through a few. I have a question. All right? Question. What exactly constitutes a red flag? Let's be clear about that. Is that clearly defined? Keep in mind, this goes back to the states. So what is the red flag law? Who determines who is mentally unfit? Does this bill make it very clear? Hey, this is what a red flag is. There has to be something you have to be mentioned. For example, right now we have a clear hurdle that needs to be cleared. You have to be adjudicated mentally defective.
Yeah.
In a court, that's good. Well, now red flag is anyone can flag you. Your neighbors. Okay. All right. So your neighbors can flag you, and that almost seems like it could be, just ripe for abuse. What are the punishments for someone who falsely uses red flag laws? Is that clearly outlined in the bill? No. Oh, wait a second. The bill just says there must be punishments, but, it goes to the states. So New York, maybe, for example, they can remove your constitutional right to carry a firearm, to defend yourself, because some scorned lover, someone you had a one-night stand with is mad at you. You lose your right to defend yourself, and then it's whoopsies. What, New York may implement a fine? I would be on board, maybe. Look, let's have a compromise. There needs to be a give and take. What's the give? We know what you take. You take guns, you take rights. Red flag laws. What's the give? Someone abuses it, 10 years in a federal penitentiary? Can we do that? Can we have very clear punishments for abuse of red flag laws. Because if you don't, this is a violation of your fundamental rights.
Yeah. And just to be clear, we are not opposed to states being able to make their own rules in certain situations, but the states are going to be making rules on a law that shouldn't exist. Right? This law should not exist nationally for these very reasons. Also, states shouldn't be making rules that contradict the Second Amendment.
Right.
Like, it shouldn't be there in the first place.
I'm generally a federalist. This is one of the few areas it's not a state issue.
Yeah, no, it's not a state issue because this is not some random law that was passed by Congress 15 years ago and upheld by the Supreme Court erroneously. This is something in our founding documents that we've said is important to us existing as a country.
Right.
We can be another country if we want and have a different law, different group of amendments. That's fine, but we're not that country.
Yeah. For example, they try and say, infringing on your rights by using the wrong pronouns on a carrier.
Can you imagine?
How dare you?
What about infringing upon your rights if you are living in a violent area of town in, I don't know, New York or Los Angeles? I'm just picking them randomly, where they have or Chicago, where they have incredibly strict gun laws. Is that not an infringement of your rights? Your ability to defend yourself? Hey, by the way, I know they're not convenient today. They're not a valuable tool, a valuable pawn for you. But remember the Stop the Asian Hate? Mm-hmm. Stop the Asian Hate?
Not anymore.
Seems to me that maybe in a place like California, where these blue states will obviously enact incredibly restrictive gun laws, might make it harder for them to defend themselves. They might have a word or two about that.
Yeah.
There's no audio on this.
Oh, gee.
Oh,
wow.
it sucked.
What happened? Wrong pronoun?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
It is ma'am. Goodness.
So then they also say there's the serious relationship loophole. Serious partner loophole. Sorry. Play clip F again. This is where they say boyfriend loophole in the media.
It addresses the so-called boyfriend loophole with
Yes, you so called it that.
The media.
Is it just boys though?
And in the Washington Post, they said it.
Well,
with all the new sexy pronouns, it's just the boys.
Yeah, it's just the boyfriend loophole.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Loopholes are for the boys.
Yes.
So, hey, I have a question. Question for you. What are we talking about here? What is this loophole? Now, I understand domestic violence, meaning if someone is an actual serial abuser, statistically more likely to be a woman, statistically even more likely to be a lesbian woman. All references available at louderwithcrowder.com. And you can also go to batteredlesbians.org and give generously. We've set that up. My question is, what constitutes, we know right now that it already exists if you're convicted. Right now, if you're convicted of domestic abuse, right, you can't own a firearm if you domestically abuse your wife or domestically abuse your husband. So what is this? Well, this expands it. Mm-hmm. It expands it. It allows the states to expand it to any degree that they want, where it just can be a serious partner, which can really just mean anyone you've dated. And by the way, it's really easy. You don't have to be convicted. Someone can just get a restraining order by going before a judge and saying, hey, he hit me, and abuse that system, and you lose your right to defend yourself. But we've never seen that Mattress Girl. We've never seen that UVA. We've never seen that Duke Lacrosse. We've never seen that Amber Heard. That's a very real scenario where, let's say, if they lived stateside, as opposed to their castle, their chateau in France, where Johnny Depp could have had his right to own firearms removed because of something that we know is false from Amber Heard. It's a very real scenario. And by the way, it happens all the time. Comment below if you're one of those guys or if you're one of those women. Usually happens to guys.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.